for next at least five years. Okay, so this would be the agenda, and we are going to train task based, and we'll provide the server, and we'll monitor every day how you are going to how the progress of each and every student who enroll this course. So let's and let me know if you have any doubts at any point of time. Just raise, or you can stop me and you can ask. I'm very happy to answer all your questions. So and main thing, like the Ariba training, right? So Ariba, whoever has like procurement background, right? Any procurement background, like if anybody who has already experience in SAP SRM or MM, PP, and anyone, like not only SAP, who are in other Oracle SCM or PeopleSoft SCM, any ERP tool or any procurement tool, if you have this purchasing experience, that is more than enough. So we have to set the expectations. We no need to write any code, or no need to debug or anything else. Only thing is how we can do the configurations. That's how Ariba works. And little bit of kind of checking the logs and all those things. That also doesn't need any technical expertise. It only needs how to check, and based on the errors, you can get all the details in Google, or I can tell in the detailed sessions how can we track the errors, and how can we handle the how can we fix the issues. So this is where Ariba, I'm going to set the expectation. A lot of people know that if it is web on demand, Ariba, right? So people think writing any code, or coordinating with any developers. That's not the case. Only thing what we do is we do Ariba configurations, we do testing, and what are the modules. And it's nice to have, if you have any SAP background, then that's very added value. But no need to worry if you don't have any SAP experience or any experience. So any freshers or any already who's in the industry, they want to shift their career into Ariba, that's a good time. And a lot of things are happening from Ariba end. So just a note, I'll stop here. Anyone, any doubt, just ask me here before getting into the slides.
So actually, I'm a fresher. My name is Ravi
Okay.
Shankar. So
Okay.
I did my MBA in logistics and supply chain. So
Super.
I just want to know about SAP Ariba.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I add it in my resume that SAP Ariba, and afterwards I just looking for in procurement side also.
Mm-hmm.
Procurement side. So can you please
Yeah, yeah.
explain me? Can you please guide me?
1 second. Okay. So it's which year you passed out?
Jan 2020,
2022 or 24?
24.
24. Okay. It's we have a lot of options for freshers as well. Like it's your PG course is also into logistics and supply chain, right?
Yes, MBA logistics and supply chain management.
Yeah, that's an ideal combination actually for Ariba. Okay. So no need to worry. Okay, we can guide you. How can we can we have other programs, it's an introduction, right? So we have other programs. How can we push into organizations? We have another program that the organizer will guide you in all ways, preparing resume to everything. So what are the openings, where are there, and how to clear the interviews, or is there any other way So we have a lot of options. So just uh, mm, keep your hopes alive. That's it. You'll definitely your career will start with Ariba. No worries.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So you are from which university? You that logistics you have completed supply chain.
Savitri School of Management, Savitri University, Chennai.
Sorry.
Savitri University, Savitri School of Management,
Okay.
Chennai.
Okay. Okay. No worries. No worries. Okay. Anyone? Any other students have any questions on
Hello,
before getting?
very good morning. This is Sai here. Can you hear me, voice?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Tell me.
Yeah, I have overall experience into SAP Auto, SAP FICO Auto Record to Report. Like previously, I have worked in WNS in Pune. Right now I'm working with Select Sicilia Private Limited in Mindspace. So I want to just know to keep the career develop. So that is I want to make it.
So
It's
you. So basically, you are into FICO.
not FICO, it's FICO one module like R2 record to report, like P2P, O2C, R2. So
Oh,
R2 I have
super.
overall experience.
Super. This is ideal time, and you'll like it is very easy for you to understand now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, P2P and OTC, order to cash, procure to pay. So
Yes.
it's yeah, that's you are in correct spot. Good choice. Yep.
Yeah,
No worries. We'll take care of it.
yeah. Thank you, Raj.
Okay. Any other questions? Any
Hello.
myths? Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi Raj. I'm from testing background.
Okay.
I'm not aware of about SAP, all this system.
Okay. So you have the corporate experience of testing, right?
Oh yeah, I have corporate
Okay.
experience.
So in any chance you got like any uh did you get any chance to test any of the procurement scenarios like purchasing, creating order or something else, posting invoice or post receipt, or you are into
Uh,
some Java
uh,
applications?
yeah, I have worked in Java application, but that is related to insurance and banking domain.
Okay, so you are not tested any procurement scenarios, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay, it's not an issue, but just you need to spend more time to understand. That's it. It's not a rocket science. I'll simply put, anything is not a rocket science. We are not going to invent any new things. We are going to learn how to use the already invented tool. That's to make a simple statement. It's like how much hours you spend on the system, and we are going to make you understand how can make you understand with basics as well. We
Okay. Any development knowledge is need for them?
good understanding of Ariba, like you you're zero knowledge with Ariba, right? So no need to worry about it
Yeah.
because you have corporate experience. Then that experience, I can make you understand how the Ariba works, and then I'll give some scripts and you can execute those in the demo system so that it will be very easy for you to understand. You can combine testing and Ariba. You can integrate both. Okay, that's no need to worry.
Okay. Yeah. Any code is implemented in this Ariba or
No. I told you, right? There is no need to write any code. It's all
okay,
the UI configurations.
okay, okay,
Everything is UI configuration. No need to write any code. So that's the
okay,
biggest myth people have that uh, we have to write any code because it's a web application, right? Everybody will have the same doubt that, oh, it's a web application, so we have to write some code, JavaScript or Java or any other languages. But it's not that it's absolutely false. Anyone can learn, but if you have the procurement background, then that's easy. And even if you are a working professional, if I think a lot of companies are now using Ariba. Previously it was only big customers were used to uh, use Ariba because those days it was on premise. On premise means where just you talked about, right, the writing code. So my career started with on premise where we have to implement Java. So like creating any field in the UI, you have to create a field, you have to write Java and everything. Now the even SAP has stopped supporting on premise versions. So it's all cloud versions. So simply log in with the URL having the proper credentials. You can log in and you do the configuration based on the authorizations you have into the application. Okay, so so when it was on-premise days, so before SAP acquired those, that was the history. So now no need to worry about that. Yeah, anyone other questions?
Hello.
Yep, good sir.
Hi, myself, Alex. My name is Shiva. So I have a doubt that are we going to cover the direct procurement or also an indirect procurement?
Both, but normally Ariba uses like before I can say couple of years, it was only people used to have Ariba for indirect procurement. Now it's all integrated. We can use direct material as well. So both. So once you know how to do it, then it doesn't matter it is direct or indirect, right?
Thank you. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Now once we know right how to create a PO in Ariba, then anyway we'll get all the master data from a SAP itself. So selecting the material, it will define whether it's direct or indirect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No need to worry. We can cover both to answer your question.
Yeah.
Any other people who want to ask? Because today we don't have a long session, so just Ariba, and I'll give the scope and run few slides. So let me open my slides and let me share my screen.
Yes. Hello, my name is Sagar.
Yes, Sagar, go ahead.
I have a experience in accounts, so Ariba is suitable to me.
Yeah, what is that you worked on?
I have an experience in 1 decade in accounts department. I have done all the related GST, income tax, and ERP, tariff plan. I have domain finance experience.
Okay, finance means you are aware of, like, you pay any bills or anything based on the
Yes,
orders only, right? Based
yes,
on
yes.
orders. Yeah.
Order, purchase, anything to do all related income tax, GST.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
Good. Because even we do invoicing in Ariba as well. So just need to
okay,
understand like what is the uh, when you're paying the invoice, right? So on which order you are going to do it, because the main reason the Ariba has invented because of this gray areas. People have the non-PO based invoices, like paper based invoices, just
yes,
to avoid that gray areas. So for Ariba, we'll have for every invoice we need a PO. No PO, no pay policy. So that's
okay.
the thing. So that I think you're also suitable for this, and you can learn easily because you have all invoicing and every other purchasing knowledge, right? So that's fine. No worries.
Okay, okay, sir.
So
Thank you.
we will update you to that level, so that market level, and only thing is the dedication, the time which you have to spend more on the system, and you come up with the more doubts, then we are very happy to help.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let's get into this first. So let me just go into. You are able to see the slide, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a history, like just before I told, right? So few of the people, I just don't get into this, but anyway, it's very good idea to know the history of any of the tool, why the tool came, because the pain points, the way the in there as is, like doing day-to-day business, what is the pain point, from that pain points only we'll get a solution. So somewhere these guys who are like doing some purchasing team, so everything is paper, tedious process, and they have to do the paper based procurement process. These are all the things they got frustrated, and they came to know about the web, internet. So they understood that we can communicate from computer to computer, so that we can avoid the paper or any manual process. So from there they have just started their idea, and into they have made into one simple solution which was on premise, and it was only to computer at that time. So it was in 1996. After that, a lot of things happened, and in 2000 it was all on premise. So previously, after inventing this tool, it was failed for some reasons, because of at that time, it's in 1996, it was very tough in executing simple programs into computers. So somehow they have completed the tool, and for few years it was very tough days for them, and slowly they have built a new versions, and they acquired new competitors of Aribas at that era, and then they have successfully they have moved to next level. So even there it was shortlisted in the share market as well in the US. So after that, only in the history, if you see, almost before 2000, almost 16 or 15, not only 16, before 2016 nobody knows about Ariba. It's hardly, I have seen like many people call Ariba as a Arabia. Is it Saudi Arabia? So I'm just giving an example because that was the understanding of Ariba. Nobody knows. Only I can give few examples of the clients which they use. Pfizer, only pharma giants they used to use: Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer, Lupin, all big AstraZeneca, uh, and you name it, like in all pharmaceutical giants, Novartis, all these companies used to use, and they used to do their customization based on their business requirement, and then they used to uh, accomplish their business requirements. So it was 2012. Ariba was acquired by SAP. At that time, SAP was even SAP has an SRM which is identical, like replica of Ariba, but still they acquired Ariba, and people called them. A lot of people told SAP that you are doing wrong, you are going in a wrong way, and why you are not going to develop the SRM. But SAP has a clear idea what they want to do and how to make the Ariba more compatible with SAP, as well as adding new features to Ariba. So the main thing Ariba has done, why Ariba was successful, because the main thing is Ariba as a network portal. It's an Ariba network portal, so supplier network portal. So now if you see, I give an example. I can give you an example, live example of what is Ariba network. So we sorry, we create a order in Amazon. Okay, we get the confirmation through email or SMS, but when we post a order in Ariba, it will reach the supplier network. So like, no need to send a separate email to them, and no need to call them and have you received my order, something like that. So they built a platform called portal. It's a web portal, supplier portal. They have to register, and then we build the connection between Ariba and that supplier network, so that they can do seamless integration. Create a PO that will be reaching supplier, so that supplier give that I received this, I can give the confirmation to the order, and then they will do the shipping notice as well, like this time I will be going to ship. So like we get the tentative, right, when you book any order in Amazon or Flipkart, right, you get the confirmation that you will receive this shipment in these 22 dates. So likewise, we have the same mechanism here as well. So that's the driving force for SAP to acquire this Ariba procurement tool, because already Ariba network has almost 10 million or 1.6 million suppliers which are already registered in Ariba, so that any new customer, no need to, once you implement Ariba, any buyer, they can directly interact with suppliers. No need to again start the registration process into supplier network. So it is very kind of a driving force for Ariba to SAP to acquire this Ariba. So this was the history, and then this is where the Ariba network, the major see, almost there, that this is a pretty old slide, but It is almost 1.6 million suppliers are there, and it is B2B marketplace, business to business. So buyer and supplier, we both interact. That's it. So no need of calling, no need of email, no need of texting, anything else. Just you create an order, it will go to network, supplier will give the confirmation, and it's all electronics. So no need of manual process, no nothing, no need of any manual interaction. It will save time, gray areas, and then the efficiency. These are three things which is very much useful for anyone who Ariba buyers. For Ariba buyers, it is very much useful. So this is the buyer network, and let's see solution overviews. So basically, I'll just try to create a one new slide here. Just 1 second. Let me sign in. Just hold on. Okay, somehow it is not allowing me to edit it, but just let me do some other thing. One second, my something is going wrong. Yeah. Yep. So here we have different modules here in Ariba. So it's not like only P2P. We have different modules like spend visibility, which is called kind of reporting. How can you do the reporting? And Ariba, it's supplier information and performance management. It is like supplier onboarding and sourcing, contract management and catalog management and network. So these are different topics which we have. There's a pretty old slide, so I need to add a couple of things here. So that way we, once we are ready with the enrollment, once we are completed, once we start the real classes, right, we'll update this, and we'll definitely, we are going to include all new features and new modules which are incorporated into Ariba. So here we'll just go through the slides. Nothing much. So spend visibility is nothing but whatever you spend, right? So in an organization, if you like, if any, you take example of Apple, right? So they sell cell phones, iPads, and everything. So to make a product, to make an iPhone, so all ingredients Apple will never manufacture. Okay, they build the software, and then the screens will be delivered from any other vendor, and the you mean the panel is procured from other vendor, and the battery, I'm just giving an example. So everywhere, no product is developed by on its own. It's all, they have their patents with their inventions, and apart from that they will all procure from other vendors. Like even the Dell, if you take the Dell laptops, they don't manufacture, they don't even manufacture anything. They get all the keypads from there, the processor from some other vendor, and battery from other vendor. But they, at the end of the finishing product, right, they put their company logo and they will sell it. So likewise, what is the spend visibility means? So when you are making a product, so for all the ingredients, raw material, so how much you have invested for 1 quarter or 2 quarters or annually or whatever it is. So they within the organization, they'll set a benchmark of, do the spend analysis of how much we have spent on it. So it is like pulling the reports based on the category. Category is nothing but the material. So if you say, so last year, since last 2 quarters, we have purchased bulk of 100 batteries. I'm just giving an example. So you can compare it to other quarter. So how much we are spending on it. So if you compare with 2 quarters, in 2 quarters, before that 2 quarters, maybe they would have purchased 50 batteries. So our business has been increased. So we purchased, in these 2 quarters, we have purchased extra 50 batteries. So in that way, every organization, they have their legal team, they have contract compliance team, and they have the purchasing power buyers. So what they will do is, they do the spend visibility. What is the transparency, and what is the normalization? Saving opportunities is the biggest agenda for spend visibility module. Like, it's like you pull all the reports, and if your purchasing is growing quarter by quarter, then you can understand that, okay, our business is growing. So, and every time we are just purchasing it from blah 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 XYZ vendor. Okay, now what we have to do is, okay, now what we will do is, we'll negotiate with vendor. So my business is growing, my business is growing. So what we will do is, we'll negotiate with the vendor who is supplying the batteries. Sir, this is our, even our forecast, future is also very much brighter, and we are going to purchase more and more batteries from you. So I need a discount on whatever the purchase, whatever the existing price. So from the purchasing team, they will do the negotiation with them. So for this, if it is having for one piece, it is 50 rupees or $50, then if I buy 1,000 batteries, how much you are going to? So if that's the case, if they are negotiating, if not, what they will do is, they will go for the open tender. It's like e-sourcing. That's the next module which I'm going to explain. So here in the spend visibility, we identify the sourcing opportunities. Okay, sourcing opportunities, like saving opportunities. So saving opportunities means how much we can save from the existing suppliers, who is always, we are from ages we are purchasing from the same vendor. So we can, after doing the spend visibility, spend analysis, we can identify the saving areas, and we can negotiate, or we can onboard new suppliers and do the e-sourcing as well. So that's the spend visibility. And then we'll go to, see, this is how much how can we do that? So we extract the data and we do the analysis. We extract the data means we pull all the data based on the commodity, like based on the material. If it is even not only this, we can have something like not only the raw material, there is a another category called the transport. How much you are spending on the transport? Like you all from the manufacturing unit, you are moving your goods, finished goods, to any warehouse or any other, you are distributing to other dealers or whoever it is. So here the logistics means the transport, how much you are spending on it year by year. So you when you get the, so because for any, even the transport, even for logistics, anything, we need a PO, right? We need to have an order, or we need to have an invoice. So every invoice or purchase order or requisition, it will all be based on the category is nothing but it's a what material, what is the whether it is a battery, which is a screen, whether it is a roadways or it's a airways transport. So all everything we can do the analysis of everything, not only the finished goods, we can include the transport charges as well, and the temp labor or anything. So to complete a goods from scratch to finished goods, how much expenditure we are spending to make it as a finished goods. So like spending on the labor and spending on any other, like providing, even in the manufacturing unit, right? In the manufacturing unit, you have to you have to provide them water or any stationery or anything, like when coffee vending machine or water bottles, anything, it all costs, everything is calculated, because that is called indirect spend, the direct spend. So I'll give a clear explanation of direct and indirect procurement. That is a different topic. So just to do the spend analysis for the finished goods, how much you spent, you get all the reports, and you can do the analysis on each and every category, like material, commodity. Okay, and do this one. And what is the next?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, Raj. I have a doubt that how do we pull this data? Like, do we have any kind of T codes in SAP
No,
Ariba?
it's a web based. We don't have any T codes here. Single login,
Okay.
you got different based on your access level. You have a reporting section from where you can get all the data.
Okay.
So sorry, a lot of students have this basic doubt. So we don't have the T codes concept here. T code concepts are not there, because in single, once you log into Ariba, whatever the access level you have, we can do all the activities. No need to go to T codes and all those things. Okay, that's, I hope I answered your question, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And this is supplier information and performance management, is nothing but onboarding the supplier. Onboarding the supplier. Let me get into this supplier management. Yeah, here. So in Ariba, what we have to do is, without supplier, we cannot place any order. Not only in Ariba, not only in SAP or any other tool, without vendor onboarded into the application, we cannot place any orders, not even purchase requisition. Okay, so for this, in Ariba we have a mechanism. So how can we onboard the supplier? Once you prepared to onboard a supplier, you want to transact with the supplier, what we have to do is, we have to onboard the supplier. So we have a different process. How can we onboard the supplier? So it is like different process. Like we get basic information from supplier, like we create internally supplier name, supplier contact, and submit it. And based on the approval flow, like we cannot onboard as many suppliers as into our application, so we put the placeholders of approvals. So we get a request, we approve it, and then supplier has different stages, like registration, qualification, and preferred supplier. These are different stages of supplier onboarding that we'll discuss more when we start the real classes. So to set the expectations about this supplier information management is nothing but how can we onboard a supplier, what is the basic need, and how we do it in Ariba. After onboarding the supplier, and that supplier will be available for doing the transactions like creating a PO, purchase requisition, invoice, all other activities. Okay, this is supplier onboarding process. And then we have other thing is supplier performance management. So supplier onboarding is one feature where in it's called SLP, supplier lifecycle process management, so performance management. So in that, onboarding supplier is one feature. There is another feature called performance management. The performance management means, so how can we assess the supplier? So quarterly or half yearly we get all the data, we can set the KPIs, key performance indexes, because that is like how the supplier is performing. We put the KPIs, like it's not placeholders, like what is the quality of the supplier. That's one KPI. Is the supplier is timely delivering, okay, and what are the quality, how much the supplier is maintaining. So these are the key KPIs. These are all configured in supplier performance management, and then we do the review. Okay, we keep, like, this supplier is continuously breaking the deadlines, and that is affecting our production. So if it is all related, like supplier and buyer is both are like neck to neck. If anything like supplier is missing, or for any reasons, if the commitment is failing, they are not delivering the goods on time, then what happens here is that will directly affect the production of the product. Either it may be the laptop or any material, anything, batteries, laptops. If the raw material or supplier is not delivering on time, that will directly impact the finished product. So that will impact the business. And so in that way, they do the performance reviews, and then they will see, they will give the rating like we do, right? So we go in cabs, we do order Swiggy or in Zomato or Blinkit. We have now all online, right? So it's all depends upon the rating of the supplier. So whenever you search in Amazon or Flipkart or any e-commerce site, so we have this supplier. So we can select a product which has more rating. So in the same manner, we'll do the supplier rating, and we'll give the supplier performance, and we'll give the rating to suppliers, so that whenever we based on the supplier performance, we can select the if the supplier is not qualified, we put some like no pass percentage. Like once a supplier is not reaching more than 4 rating, then we can disqualify the supplier, and we can onboard a new supplier. So this is kind of a doing the analysis of performance of the supplier. So these are the two features in supplier lifecycle performance management. One is supplier onboarding, and one is supplier performance measuring of supplier performance. This is one thing. And this is the e-sourcing. So once we onboard the supplier, right? So the next thing is, I'll go to this spend visibility so that we can easily relate. See here, saving opportunities. I assume that our business is growing and we are purchasing more raw material from the same supplier. At that time, what we can do is the buyers or the stakeholders within the company, from buyer department, procurement department, they will go and tell that, okay, now we are growing, we need more suppliers. So we cannot depend on only single supplier, because if something happens, disaster or bankrupt or any reasons, we cannot totally depend upon one single supplier. And so at that time, for these savings opportunities, what they will do is they will go for sourcing. Sourcing is nothing but just to onboard a ideal supplier with good quality and the commitment. So it is like we do tendering, right? If you see in movies, in movies also, if you remember, they go for tenders, right? My tender is something XYZ number. Someone will increase that, so someone will increase that is a open area. It's not a web based, so it's a manual sourcing, manual tendering. So that is gone all of those days, right? So no one is doing manually. Even the governments are not doing the open tendering. It is like everybody should go to the portal and they have to quote their price for any material, any you purchase anything else, that is our online. So what we do here is, so we understood that we are growing and we are into buying more, so we cannot rely on single supplier. What happens here is we onboard couple of same whoever is there, right? So what we are purchasing any laptops, okay? So we cannot rely on only Dell. So what we'll do is we'll in HP, IBM, all other suppliers, so that we'll put all our specifications like 8 GB RAM, 1 TB hard disk, and whatever blah blah blah. Like what could I say that any ingredients, like we set all the processors, right? If you give Intel processor, in that whatever the highest, so we'll give our specification and we'll give our historic price. Historic price means regularly whatever we are purchasing from the particular vendor. So now we want to go with the open market, so we onboard the suppliers and we'll set all the questionnaires like this is the batteries we are going to purchase, and this is the historic price, and we put all our target savings. So whoever quoting less than our current purchasing price, and who are if any four suppliers are competing, if four suppliers are competing, then whoever bids low, we are going to identify that supplier as our new vendor. So we cannot immediately break the contract or immediately stop giving the orders to the existing supplier, because he has his own capabilities. The new vendor, whoever we onboard the supplier, right? We don't know, he's a new supplier, so whether he is going to do the same commitment, or if he's not going to have the long-term commitment. So we'll take these suppliers as a backup. So we can, if we are going to order 100 batteries, so what we'll do is, for already existing one, is already there is a vendor we are being purchasing with him in the long term. So what we'll give, we can divide the share, like 80 for him and the 20 for the new supplier, so that we can check the new supplier performance, and based on that in future we can like sharing the percentage, 80 20, then we'll increase 70 30, something like that. So even we can onboard many suppliers, and we can divide our requirement into different vendors. That is called e-sourcing. E-sourcing is nothing but it's an online tendering format, where we have a requirement to buy, we have a requirement to purchase any goods or services. We will quote our prices, historic prices, and we'll send the tenders to the suppliers. So suppliers will check and they will respond to our requirements. So that's everything is electronic, no need to do any manual interaction. You quote your price and they will give the response that okay, I'm going to give this, and again we can negotiate the discounts as well. Okay, if you if you give more orders, we can negotiate, more the number of batteries you get, little bit of discount of 1% of 2%. And if you see, there are other things as well which we cover in contract compliance. So this is to make it simple, to make it in put a layman can also understand. It's a online tendering process. Suppose I have some requirement of 10 laptops. I don't know, I don't want to go to any other individual vendor. We will post our requirement into Ariba sourcing, and we'll select the suppliers and we'll add the content and we'll publish it. That's it. Every supplier whoever we have invited, they will receive it, and then they will quote their prices. So whatever the supplier you see that this is a least quote supplier, whoever is quoting less price, we will identify and we can give the order, we can place the order. This is sourcing. Okay, so we'll now the next is this is sourcing. This we can do it in other things. The contract. So contract management is nothing but, so it's a repository kind of thing. In contracts, what happens, like if you want to have a long-term buying, like if you are okay, we are going to buy your products for at least 2 years or any other X number of years. So whether it is a annually renewal or it is a evergreen contract, or that we will define in contract management. Contract management is nothing but we do the agreement with the supplier. Okay, boss, you are onboarded and I want you to be do the contract agreement. So now whatever you do, right, when you go to Bangalore or any other Mumbai, when you are going to take a lease of any house, or you are going to take the rent, you are going to stay at any apartments, there will be a legal clause that you need to sign it, right? So in the same manner, if you go to any any job, right, you get a job offer letter. So in job offer letter, so normally we just go to last page and we'll see whatever we discussed with the HR, we got that package or not. But apart from that, you get a lot of clauses into that. If you see 6 months will be a probation period for any employee. Okay, so if anyone who violates the company policies, we are going to terminate him. This is the clauses. These are all the contract terms where we sign it, and then after signing that document, they will upload into contract management tool. So it is like a legal agreement between buyer and supplier. So buyer will send, this is my clauses, these are the blah 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 clauses, please sign it and upload. So what I will do is we will download it and supplier will sign it, and then he will again send it to buyer electronically, and then even we can use a digital signature. Nowadays it's everyone like we have the digital signature option, right? So we can use digital signature as well. So basically, to make it simple, contract management is nothing but a bridge between buying and the buyer and supplier. So this is all contract management, and there is a contract. These are all those things. Contract is a bridge, see. And the contract compliance, I just want to explain about contract compliance. Contract compliance is nothing but it's a bridge between buying and sourcing. I given a high level example how it works. So when you agree in the contract that for 10 pieces we are going to do 2% of discount, for 100 pieces we are going to give, you are going to give 10% of discount. So if you maintain the same discounts in the contract management, right, when you create a purchase requisition or purchase order, when you create a purchase order, right, so in the purchase order, when you select that particular battery or any material, automatically when you increase the quantity, example in the contract there are, if you purchase 10 batteries, you will get 2% of discount. So when you select the 10 units, automatically system will calculate and it will apply the discount of 2%. And when you go with 100 pieces, then automatically we agreed for 10%. So system will automatically give it's an automation feature where whatever we agreed in the contract terms, that will be automatically reflected into our purchasing process. So it is internally integrated, so that we don't need to configure anything else. You just need to give the number, 100 pieces 2% discount, 200 pieces 10% discounts. So that's the way it works. The contracts, whatever you agree, that will reflect to your purchasing, like in the purchase requisition. So this is the bridge between procurement and contract. So first what we do is we do a sourcing, we identify the supplier, and we do the long-term commitment. If it is a recurring material, then we do a contract, and we do the discounting part here. And when you create a purchase requisition, selecting any iPhone, based on the prices, based on the agreed negotiated discounts, automatically system will give the see here contract terms consumption. So whatever you agree, that will be applied into the PO and requisition. So that's these. And catalog management. So here this is catalog management is nothing but it is like user friendly purchasing. So in olden days, or not only olden days, in today's world, if you anybody is aware of any of the SAP PO creation process. So here we have to enter in SAP, you have to give the org structure, org data, master data, and line level data. So it's very tedious. You have to complete almost at least 15 to 20 fields to complete a purchase order in SAP. So in Ariba, it is like Amazon kind of experience. You search with the name, like laptop, chair, or anything, any water bottle, you will get all the images. Just give the quantity, how many you are, how much the quantity you wanted, just give it, and then add to cart and just check out. That's it. 3 steps. And when you want it, adding in the quantity, selecting the item, quantity, when you need it, only 3 steps. Just submit. That's it. It will go for approval. Once it is approved, automatically the PO requisition will be converted into purchase order, and then based on the need by date, we selected the supplier will give us the product, whatever. How to configure these catalogs and how we can import into the system, so that end users can simply select the item based on the search. So phone, laptop, anything, stationery, pen, books, any filters, coolers, anything, whatever you do it regular basis, right? In Amazon, you go and you don't know, like only thing you know is you want to buy a phone. That's it. So you enter phone. So system itself will suggest all these are the Android phones. These are all Android, and these are all iOS phones, and blah blah blah. All different phone system will show the recommendation. In the same way, in Ariba also, you just type the naming of the product, system will automatically suggest. It will show the different options for the in the result section. So that's how we do it in Ariba. So catalog management, it's a purely the technical person will do it, how we import the catalogs into the system. So this is one module. What is that? And I told you the another thing is Ariba network. This is the main driving force for SAP to acquire Ariba. So SAP decided to acquire Ariba because they have the supplier network, which already has many suppliers, 1.6 million suppliers onboarded already. Only thing is we need to just onboard the supplier and make a bridge, like it's called supplier enablement. Once you apply the relationship between buyer and supplier, then we have a seamless integration. So we have different kind of a transactions fees for suppliers, and there are few limitations where suppliers can transact with buyers freely. That's will I'll explain you in detail in coming session. So Ariba network benefits. See here: process efficiency, compliance, supply chain risk, processing costs, cycle times, and discounts. Everything it will cover, because if a supplier is on the supplier network, then he will simply have these many of the benefits. Okay, So this is supplier network, and I hope these are the end of the slides. So I can give you guarantee that Ariba is spending, sorry, SAP is spending lot of money into Ariba to, like, giving the new user interfaces, adding new features. Ariba is releasing many features quarterly. It's not like yearly. Every quarterly they are implementing new features, like adding new things, performance or anything else. So they are investing many things into Ariba, because now going forward, Ariba will be the front end and the SAP will be the back end system. So you no need to enter into SAP and create a POs. You just log into Ariba and do all the transactions, whatever you want, even the sourcing, contracts, contract compliance, and spend analysis, creating a PO. So everything will be done in Ariba itself. So it's a, and one more important thing is SRM. There is a identical tool which is already SAP owned SRM, that is going to, SAP is already stopped enhancing that, and they are not going to implement any new features for them. So in 2027 or 26, I don't remember exact date, but it is going to get decommissioned. No more SRM. So Ariba will replace SRM, and even it will dominate SAP MM as well, because all users are very much interested in Ariba only. Because in any company, you assume you create a purchase order with lot of tedious, selecting manually lot of data, material, price, vendor, and delivery dates, and all those things. So in that way, if you go to Ariba, when you move to Ariba, simply select the, give the item name and select the quantity, and when you want to, when you want that product, just select the need by date. That's it. 3 steps, your procurement is done. So supplier will give the confirmation, and you can do the, based on the confirmation, when we receive the material, we can do the receipts, like goods receipts. Goods receipts is nothing but we order a product and they supply to us, so that, okay, we received this. So then we can, in the system, we have to mention that we have received this. So after that, supplier will give the electronic invoice from the supplier network. So here you can observe that there is no manual interaction, calling the supplier or sending an email or sending a letter or notification. Everything is systematic. If supplier rejects the order also, you get the confirmation to us, and then we can cancel the order, and we can directly create a new order with a new supplier. So there are a lot of benefits, and Ariba is now most happening tool in SAP ecosystem. So even SAP is invested more on developing the integration. Previously it was all file based, like it was not real time. It was like sending data from Ariba. It was all CSV or other mechanisms. I'm talking about the integration. So that files will be put in some landing zone or SMTP server. From there, SAP used to pick it up and process the purchase orders. Now it is not like that. Ariba and SAP, commonly they have invented a new integration channel that is called Cloud Integration Gateway. And why SAP is investing more on Ariba? Because there is other companies which SAP already acquired, which is SuccessFactors, Fieldglass, Hybris, and Concur. I'm just naming couple of, but these are all getting into one single platform, like integration platform, CPI, and cloud platform integration, CPI. So Ariba, Fieldglass, SuccessFactors, these are also commonly integrated. So we are going to cover how that integration works. How can we do the real-time data exchange from Ariba to S4 to Ariba. So it's a very good bright future, and I think it's up to 4 to 5 years. You no need to worry about it. But only thing is, you have to keep on, every quarterly you have to update yourself, and there are very good opportunities in abroad. in abroad, once you land there, if you can crack the interview or that, you will make very good money. It's unbelievable. You can, it's one of the top paying technology now. If you are into, like, once you move to entry to beginner to some kind of expertise or SME, you will get a lot of pay. Why? Because I work with on-site people. They say how much they get it. So if those are my friends or close colleagues, so they say, so it's like mind blowing salaries. So it's the right time. So you guys can enroll it, and we will make you Ariba consultants, and we'll guide you, and we are always with you to encourage. And it's a task based. We'll give the task and we'll monitor, and we'll help you to build your resume, and we can guide you which companies has openings. And our MiNdLiNkS has good collaboration with the companies, like small to MNCs. So you guys are in safe hands. So just go and enroll. So we'll start from Monday, or we'll announce the start date of the batch, morning batch. Okay, so I'll stop sharing, and I'll take, any doubts from your end, so that I just need to conclude it. It was scheduled for only 45 minutes, but I took more time to explain you much better.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
So actually, are we going to support the end users, or we are the end users?
No. We make the system ready for the end users.
Oh, okay. So there were around 7 sections, right? We're gonna do all the, like, we're gonna work on all the 7 sections, right? Which you have showed.
Yes. Sourcing, contracts, SLP, integration. We make the system ready for the end users. We are not the end users.
Okay.
And even if you once the implementation is done, it will go to support mode, and we are the technical consultants. We have to figure out why it is failed, and it's post go live activities. So we are technical consultant. It's not like we are end users. Even if you know Ariba, we can get the end user job as well, because most of the people work on Ariba itself. That is also fine.
And
Yeah.
and the other thing you were saying about the continuous development, right? So
Yes.
like after once we get into the Ariba, how do we know that we're gonna, like, there's a quite a development, and how do we develop ourselves?
Yeah, there is another portal called SAP me.sap. So in that, once you get into any organization, once you allocate it to any project, you will get that access. So quarterly you will get the reminders.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like like we don't we are not in the job, then it's very tough to know what are the new features included in each and every quarter. Okay.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so it's like continuous process. It's like continuous, not only in Ariba, in everywhere. We always you use regular products, whatever you, right, Amazon, or even you WhatsApp also, you get new features, right? So we have to adapt to that. So in the same manner, if you want to enhance your skill set within that particular technology, or you will perish. That's simple as that. Like we end up like Nokia. So we have to update ourselves according to the market. If you are good at the procurement, right? If you are good at procurement in Ariba, so you are good at sourcing contracts. So even the competitors, if you say the competitors means we have Coupa and Jagger, other tools as well. If you go to Google and you can see what are the competitors of Ariba, you get a lot of tools. So the same process will be done. Once you are familiar how to do that, then that's good enough. So even this after 4 5 years Ariba is not going there, then the competitor tool is there, right? That you can easily adapt to other technologies if you are up to date. Okay, it's a continuous learning process. It's not like, okay, now we learned Ariba, that's it, you are going to get more pay. That's not like that. So you get different challenges here, and we have to solve it, and we have to move on. Okay, so guys, anything we'll talk later. So I need to have another session, so already people are waiting. Okay, thanks guys, I hope you had a very good session, and happy learning. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.